Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. Bunch of stuff to get to today, but before we get started, don't forget www.theshavingcadre.com. Come visit us, become a member. We'd certainly love to have you. And please, if you'd be so kind, click on the barber pole with the cowboy hat. That'll get you subscribed to our channel. And then down here somewhere, ring the bell, like, comment, and make sure that you take a look at all the channels that I've listed down in the description section for today. Today's video, by the way, is brought to you by Nurse Dave's Shaving World. You can bet on it. Now, for those of you that remember when you were a child, cue the pretty Christmas music. Remember when you were young and it was Christmas Eve and you couldn't go to sleep, and finally your parents put you to bed, and at about 3 o'clock in the morning, or specifically 2:36 a.m., you would jump on your parents' bed and said, "Christmas is here, Christmas is here." Well, I had a similar situation happen to me this morning. I was slumbering away and all of a sudden a notification went off on my phone. Now, normally I never turn my notifications off, but usually when you get a notification at 2:30 in the morning, it's not good news. No, it was my buddy, Nurse Dave, who is enjoying a wonderful, wonderful vacation on that coast, or that coast, whichever one you want to consume that it is. And he decided to tell everybody to get up because he was on East Coast time. Well, you know, it's amazing. The stars look different. Coffee tastes different, and well, so thanks, buddy. Love you like Ryan Reynolds likes Hugh Jackman. Anyway, so don't forget, check out Nurse Dave, and we hope that him and his family have a wonderful vacation. So it's day 2. It's synthetic day. Take a look at this, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, welcome back to Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home, and today is day 2 of the brush challenge versus Mitchell's Wolfat. If that's upside down, I can't see. Mitchell's Wolfat, yeah, that one. Yesterday we did, our video was with a badger knot, and today we're going to be using a synthetic knot, and then we're going to finish up tomorrow with the boar, which is the one that people say, hey, this is the one you need to use on Mitchell's Wolfat. This synthetic brush is made by my good friend Eric Sorrentino out of the Michigan area. It does have an Amack synthetic knot in it. Now, even though you don't have to soak a synthetic knot, I did so just for consistency while I was taking a shower, and got it hydrated, even though all you have to do is run it in a thing. Again, I used a teaspoon of water in the Mitchell's Wolfat, and then I shake out most of the moisture. Now I'm going to do it the same way with the plunging action first, and then allowing that soap to bleed into the knot itself. Now, right out of the gate, now that knot that I used yesterday is a very high density badger knot. This is an Amack synthetic, and I can tell you just out of the gate, the proto lather built up much, much quicker than it did on the Badger. So that's a plus for the synthetic. And it builds a wonderful lather very, very fast, as most synthetics. I think a lot of people are starting to switch over to synthetics in general. Okay, so there's about 30 seconds, maybe not even that long. So we're about 10 seconds, quicker than the Badger. So far the synthetic, as far as this part of it goes, is definitely winning from the initial lathering aspect of the Mitchell Wool Coat. Let's see how the actual application of the lather is. Quite a bit of proto lather right out of the gate. I can also tell by the way that the lather is going on that the synthetic will probably not need as much hydration into the knot because this Amack does release, as most synthetics, release lather really, really well. So that's one factor that you're going to look at when you're looking at whether to use a synthetic, a Badger, or a Boar, is how well that releases the lather. Because there are some Badger knots that release lather real well. The one thing I noticed right out of the gate is the synthetic does seem to build the volume a little quicker. And like I said yesterday, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for that quiet application. And so we're done. So far I'd have to give the nod right at this point. Even though the Badger was great, and I think it works just fine, the initial nod has to go to the synthetic. All things being equal. Again, we're using the same razors yesterday, the Jerry Stark 6/8 that's been taken across the convex balsa. The actual in-shave performance on the strokes feels about the same. And the consistency of the lather does seem just a tad slicker. And I'm basing that on blade feel. And remember yesterday I talked to you about the, keeping an eye where the point is. Well, I got a little bit complacent, and I felt, as I was scything across, I felt that tip kind of want to slice me up. So I think I got lucky though. Although we will find out when I apply the alum, I'm sure. Because today when I took it across the balsa strop, I did it for 40 and I didn't do any leather stropping. But still smooth as silk. But I think I got lucky. Okay, there's pass one in the books. Feels really good. Like I said, this is more about the brush performance than everything. One thing I have noticed is usually on my second pass, which is usually just paintbrush strokes, I don't do any agitation of the soap. Sometimes I can start to feel with a badger, I can start to feel it drying a little bit. And I think what that is the knot itself is holding on to some moisture at the base of the knot, where it seems like the synthetic will release that water a little bit quicker. And so I'm feeling that on the end of the shave. This is the hardest part for me, is turning my neck to the right, as I've had a C5, C6 fusion, and then I was in an accident about almost, God, it's going to be 2 years now. And I can have really good flexibility turning this way, but this way's a little tough. And when I'm doing this stroke, sometimes you'll see my eyes get a little googly, and that's because I'm trying to get that vision in there. Plus, I don't shave with glasses, so my shave is somewhat mostly muscle memory because it's a little bit blurry. It's so far a tremendous shave. And I think I've mentioned this before, but when you're starting your stroke, have the blade moving before you touch down, because if you've got a very, very sharp, keen blade, just that little touch, which just happened to me, can give you a little zap. Okay, like the badger, I do feel that the final pass, the soap is not quite as hydrated as I'd like, and I find that really with all soaps on the third pass when I'm actually doing some agitation with the brush, because I think it's getting the soap that's really deep down in the knot, but it's also expelling most of that moisture, so it becomes not tacky, but just a little thicker. So what I'll do, especially with a synthetic, is I'll just wet the tips a little bit. To get that soap nice and slick. So that part of the comparison between the synthetic and the badger are the same. Now we'll also take a look and see how much residual lather is left in the brush, because that's going to be a factor as far as my determination on which brush is the best to use, or in fact, is there a better brush to use more than anything else. Okay, let's see if we need any cleanup. Yep, as always, a little bit on the neck. And just to see, that's how much lather is left in the synthetic. And that's about the same. Actually, maybe a little bit less, which tells me that the brush itself actually released the lather a little bit better. There we go. So another great DSBBS shave. We're going to be using the same software as we did yesterday. Let's see if indeed the point of that blade got me. Actually, it didn't, but it did right up here. You can feel that. But other than that, you know, your normal little bit of a zap from alum, which is pretty much normal. So as of right now, I'm going to do obviously some more thinking on it, especially after I do the bore brush tomorrow. But as of right now, I would have to give a little bit of a nod to the synthetic as far as how it releases the lather, how quickly you can get the Mitchell's wool fat into a proto lather. Now, the one factor that we also have to look at too is, and Quinn's as always, we have to look at tomorrow when we're doing the bore brush. We have to look the fact that the bore brush is a much stiffer bristle. So therefore the face feel is going to be different, and we're going to make sure that we don't necessarily use that as a factor in the final determination of which brush is best for the Mitchell's wool fat. Because obviously there's going to be a little bit more scrubbiness, but that could also mean that the lather is better. We'll see. Our aftershave, same as yesterday. A little bit more just because it's Monday. And then we'll be using the same talc as yesterday as well. Maybe just a tad more. Yeah, just a tremendous shave. Like I said, the more you use Mitchell's wool fat, the better your face feels as well. And then for our EDP today, again, same as yesterday, the Florist 1962. Well, that's it, folks. Thank you for joining us for day 2 of the Mitchell Wool Fat versus the contenders. Today was with the Sorrentino synthetic Amack tuxedo. And then tomorrow we'll do the boar. Pretty good shave overall. We certainly appreciate you joining us. This has been Barber Dave at Barber Dave's Barbershop at Home. And we'll see you again tomorrow for the finale. Have a great day, folks.